Monday morning and I already feel like I'm behind. Got a very busy week this week, which is good. I like staying busy. But I got 6 messages to get pulled together this week. And it's just busy. So let's get started. Tonight is a date night for Jessica and Barrett. So, while they go out tonight, I think I'm going to stick around the office and try to get some messages done. I might be getting my camera in today. I think it said it's supposed to be here today. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, I got to get my work done so I can play with that camera. Most of you that watch this, if any of you is watching this, you probably, or you might have, you might not have struggled with weight. And that's something that I struggle with on a daily basis. When I was a kid, it was just, you cleaned your plate. And I grew up in a day where that was just the norm. That's what you did. And that was a way not of just, I really don't know why it was taught to us that we're supposed to clean our plate. I think it's kind of a show of respect for the person that prepared your food, that it was so good you ate all of it. And also, we grew up in a time where you didn't have the abundance of just running to the store, or the opportunity just to run to the store and get whatever you wanted whenever you wanted. You bought food based on what financially you could do. And chicken was really cheap, so we had chicken all the time. And the only way you had chicken was fried. And so compound that with meal after meal after meal. I was just a big kid. I would like to blame it on my family, but it was strictly my thing. And food was kind of a comfort. When you had one of those days, you got a cookie or a popsicle or something like that. So food's always been a big part of my life, and I've always struggled with being big. And I think what it boils down to is discipline. I'm not that disciplined of a person. Now, there are certain aspects of my life that are very disciplined, but food is not one of those things. And because of that, now in high school, I was a big kid, but I was playing football, wasn't that big of a deal. I got out and was in college playing football, and when I was getting ready to play football in college, I weighed 270 pounds. But I was hard as a rock. I didn't have hardly any body fat. I was just a muscle head. It was more like a power lifter type body. And then when I stopped going to college, blew my knee out, relatively blew my knee out, hurt my knee, wasn't able to sign my scholarship, and I came home, I started cutting grass for a living. And very physical, demanding job. You walked at least 8 hours a day, other than the time you were driving to the next yard. So a lot of constant walk in the heat, sweating like a champ. And also during that time, I started training, lifting weights. And it was, I had a accountability partner. We didn't call it that back then. We just called it our training partner. And it was Richard and I. We cut grass together every day. And we went and lifted weights together every day. And I trimmed from 270 down to 218. And I honestly had a guy stop me one day and go, "Hey, if you got AIDS," and AIDS was not a common thing to talk about back then. I was kind of, oh my gosh. And I was like, "No." He said, "Well, you lost a bunch of weight." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I worked really hard." And he said, "Yeah, I bet you've worked hard at losing weight." No, I just worked really hard. And so I lost weight. Then, fast forward 12 years, I got hired full-time as a minister. And while I was cutting grass, I ate what I wanted to because I was working hard in the heat, sweating all the time. And I was also lifting weights, training, a lot of cardio. And so, I ate pretty much what I wanted. Then I got hired full-time, and I sat behind a desk for the majority of my job. and it's sitting in meetings, it's talking to people, it's developing plans and life plans and helping, you know, grow a ministry and grow a church. But I still had the same mindset that I could eat whatever I wanted to. So fast forward X number of years later, and I'm sitting in the doctor's office, and they say, you've got a problem with weight. You've got to get your weight under control. And the doctor put me on a 1,600 calorie diet. And I had never counted calories before in my life, and I sat down and looked at one of my normal meals, and I was like, I do almost 1,600 calories in one meal. And so it was serious. And I lost 30 something, almost 40 pounds in the matter of 2 or 3 months. And I felt better than I had felt in years. But then Thanksgiving came along and Christmas came along. My schedule got crazy. So now I'm back to my clothes are tight and it's time to lose weight. How do you stick to 1,600 calories a day? It's not an easy thing to do, especially I have people that will call and be like, hey, let me take you to lunch, I gotta talk to you about some stuff, and I'm always grateful for that, but it's tough to go out and eat. And part of my family, what we do is we come home at night and we have dinner together. And it's not necessarily a big meal, but it, you know, a lot of times will take you over that 1,600. I got to where I was drinking a gallon of water a day, and that will curb your appetite a great deal. But breakfast was, you know, a bagel and an egg, and then a liter of water is what I would do. And then, you know, I would go to the office and drink my coffee, and then I would drink another liter of water. And then I would have lunch, and lunch consisted of a Cliff Bar and, you guessed it, a liter of water. And then that afternoon, from lunchtime until the time I got off work, I would drink another liter of water. So I would go home and I just, you know, go to the bathroom a great deal, but I wasn't that hungry. And my stomach, not my gut, but my stomach itself started shrinking. So it took less and less to fill me up, which was awesome. And then Thanksgiving came and I blew it out. And Christmas came and I blew it out. And the conference comes and you blow it out. And then you've got to get back in the habit of not blowing it out. So we are, and I say we by me because I'm really large, there's at least 2 of me, but I'm trying to get back to getting healthier. I want to be better. I want to be healthy for a number of reasons. For my family, my wife deserves a healthy husband. My son deserves a healthy father. For my students don't need to be grossed out when they come and see me. I want not that I want to be physically appealing to them, but I don't want them to just be like, oh, Kenny's such a slob. Oh gosh, he's like so big. So I don't want to be that guy. But probably most importantly is I want to be effective for God. And it's hard to be effective for God when you don't feel like doing anything, because your mind can convince you that you don't need to do anything because you don't feel well. So it's time to cut out the grease, cut out the fun, cut out the meals you enjoy, and just start getting healthy again. So, question that I have for you: what do you do if you're trying to cut weight, get healthier? Leave it in the comments below. I'm very interested to see, because maybe you've got the routine or something that I need to do, but I would love to get your responses from that. Oh, and I've got some kind of exciting news to announce, and I don't know exactly when I'm going to announce it, but you might not be excited about it, but I certainly am. 30 minutes past your quitting time, your secretary calls you and says, your package has been delivered. Bam! Let's go home and unbox. Trying to be relatively careful because I can't afford another one of these. But I have to say, pretty exciting. Perfect. We have a battery pack. We have another box. What's in this one? I think this is a Backamus Packamus. So the backpack, the battery, and the piece de resistance. Bam! I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about this. Let's look at it. You want to look at it? Let's look at it. So I went with the Canon Rebel EOS T6i. And I went ahead and got the creator kit because it's going to have all kind of goodies. Ooh! Like sales papers. The US, what is it called? A card? I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those. And a microphone. And a Canon camera. Now I got my wife a Canon Rebel about 4 years ago, and I bought it because I'm extremely childish, but everyone in our church, their wives had big fancy cameras, and I wanted my wife to have a big fancy camera too. So I went and bought her a big fancy camera, and about 6 months later I was like, oh, if I would have just waited, I could have bought a big fancy camera that did kind of stuff I wanted to do. Strap, lens, battery charger, battery, cable thingy, camera body. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to get this camera, other than vlogging, I would love to get to where I do better at that. But on Wednesday nights, we film our Crossroads service, and not having a good camera makes it kind of difficult. So with this, now I've got a good camera. The quality is going to be different. So here's what you're getting right now. And then on the count of three, you'll get this. 1, 2, 3. To this. I'm still going to use this little power shot a good bit just because it'll be easy to throw this in my pocket and do stuff with it. But I'm very excited about that camera and looking forward to figuring out how to use it. I guess if I had internet here, I'd get on YouTube and let you teach me how, but I'm going to go the old-fashioned way. I'm going to read books or look at pictures. Don't have the cool Gorilla Grip like Neistat's got, but I've got a pretty decent one that's probably going to flop over just any minute. But I'm really excited about this new camera. Looking forward to being able to share this with my family. I got asked the question this morning, you know, what are you doing those YouTube things for? And it's strictly for my family and I to have something to do, something fun that we can hang out and, you know, just kind of work at together. So I'm very excited, looking forward to Wednesday night, seeing how this does at Crossroads, and then carrying it with me this weekend when I go on my D-Now trip that I'm doing in Mississippi. So what do you think of the new camera?
It's nice.
It's very nice. And what do you think about your new phone case?
It's pretty good. I'm changing out these.
Why are you changing those out? You don't like the orange?
No, I do. I got orange and blue because I'm an Auburn fan.
Ah, yeah. I forgot about that. Well, it's time for us to say good night.
Are you gonna start doing the vlogs on that?
Yeah, probably so.
I think you can hear better because it has that microphone.
Yeah, it's got that nice mic. But it's been a good day. It's been a Monday. Barrett and Mama had their date night. And now it's time for us to get ready for bed, especially you, young man. Love God, love people, and be better.